We are finally becoming ourselves in midlife, and I freaking love it.
We're girlfriends of a certain age. In midlife, we got a lot to say. So let's get loud. We won't fade away. Cause we're girlfriends of a certain age.
Hey, girlfriend.
Hey, girlfriend.
Ooh, it's so good to see you. I'm so ready and fired up to dive into what it means to just finally become ourselves in midlife. I mean, this is what you and I talk about all the time, anyways.
It's true.
And this is why we want to talk about it with you, other girlfriends of a certain age, because I don't know about y'all, but there is something so liberating, so empowering about this age. And that is really our mission, to talk about those things, not just the idea that we're drying up and fading away, because we are not about that.
We are not about that. That is not hot. That is not cute. And who wins when that story keeps being fanned alive and keeps being brought forward? It's not
It
us.
sure is not
It's
us.
not our children. It's not our friends. It's not our family. It's certainly not our girlfriends of a certain age. So we are so happy to have you back here with us for season 6. This is a really exciting time.
Woo! And if you are new to us and you're tuning in for the first time, there's 5 more seasons you can go binge on. And also, a quick introduction. My name's Jessica Neighbor. I'm a voice coach for public speakers and singers.
I'm Fleshay Hesh. I'm a former therapist and a work-life balance expert for moms.
But this is our fabulous space to celebrate being girlfriends of a certain age. So we're going to get into it. We are talking about becoming our true selves. And I feel it more than ever. I feel it more in season 6 than I did back in season 1.
Oh,
And things have
yes.
evolved, you
They
know?
have. Well, part of it is that we have found our voice, our collective voice.
Yes.
And it has also done something really juicy and fun to our friendship,
Yes.
because wearing multiple hats, having dual or multiple competing, or not competing relationships, but multiple relationships.
Yeah.
There are all these different hats that we wear. The potential for us to be a hot mess is quite high, right? And it has made us take such good care of our friendship and have difficult conversations and
Yes.
to love each other even more after them.
Yeah, which is really an empowering thing at this age, which I think is that we can be less fearful about really being honest with each other. And that I think that, the beautiful tagline you created, Recovering Good Girl, is a practice. It's a daily practice. And I think
Yeah.
that's what we practice here.
Right. And that it's resonating with so many women all around the world. This idea of being a recovering good girl. You can see we've got the matching shirts to prove it.
Yeah.
The link for those are down below. If you guys want your own, I would be so happy and proud to see women just rocking and owning that we're letting that go.
We sure are.
There really is a cultural expectation, no matter where you are in the world, for as what I'm learning,
Seriously.
that women should shut the hell up
Yeah.
and just like keep our opinions to ourselves.
Stay in the kitchen.
Stay in the kitchen, stay knocked up, stay in service with no acknowledgement or appreciation.
Oh,
And
and when you're our age, you're just grandparents. Like our age, that's basically what our job is by this age.
and you just give up.
Yeah.
You give up trying. And
Yeah.
we just thumb our nose and maybe another finger at all of that because as we have given ourselves and each other the space to become our true selves, everything keeps getting better.
I know.
I mean, truly, it's just been amazing. Older women would often say to me, "Oh, Fleshay, yeah, you're busy pleasing people, or just trying to like take care of your husband's needs more than your own, or whatever the thing is I was caught up doing and complaining about." So many women said to me, "It gets better with age.
Yeah.
Trust me, it gets better." And even then, I wasn't asking, but how and when and why? And so now that I find myself in this position, I do think part of it's hormonal. So
Oh, I do. I do.
our girl Jessica is fully on the other side of menopause. I am fully in the weirdness of perimenopause. I'm waiting. I keep trying, waiting to say, "It's me too. It's me too." I'm
Oh,
so excited for menopause. And I never thought I would feel that way. And
Mm-hmm.
yet here I am at this place where I'm kind of like, oh, it feels like the opposite of you there, God, it's me, Margaret,
Right.
right?
Right.
Yeah, like, okay, God, like, help me be my fullest, most truest self. And I feel like letting go of that those reproductive years. I
We need a
have,
book. We need a book for Are You There? We need the follow-up book for like the
oh,
other end of it.
girl, don't talk to me about writing books. You know I get too excited.
Well, we'll just put that pitch out there to any girlfriends listening. Someone run with that one because we seriously need a Dear God, it's me, Margaret. I'm going through fucking menopause.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. That's
Dear
so
God, it's me,
exciting.
grown ass Margaret.
And that ownership. But so becoming that, really being my true self, watching you become your true self has
Yeah.
been so exciting.
Yeah.
And it just the liberation.
Yeah.
What are some of the ways it shows up for you?
You know, one thing that I really love is I feel like I have become so much more forgiving and loving of myself because when we name the idea of recovering good girl, or right now I'm on this kick about codependency, people pleasing is another way of saying it. They're all related. Most women are trained to be this way. And then also, let's acknowledge that we're both mothers
Yes.
and daughters. So we have some inherent caretaking that we are just in it, that is kind of like unnegotiable, not a non negotiable deal right now. However, I just feel like I am softening with myself. These were survival tactics. These were partly what got us here, right? Being a recovering good girl, being a good girl at certain points. And that can mean a lot of different things, right? It means sometimes you're the quiet one, sometimes you're the hella loud one. Like it can come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. But that I can now look at that, forgive myself, and recognize my patterns, talk about it with you, hear you talk about your patterns, that it is a lifelong recovery, that this is a practice. If it took this many years of us being trained to be good girls, it's going to take this many years for us to be liberated from that. But as you pointed out with menopause, girl, that like launched me into space. There was a hormonal shift. There was suddenly this way I was able to detach from things that I was not able to do before. Now, I don't want to say this is a one size fits all. Obviously, all of our journeys are completely personal, but for me, there is a way I just literally do not give a shit as much anymore. And because I gave too much of a shit about everything before and everyone, it is so liberating, girl.
Ah,
It
I
is
love
so
it.
liberating. And as a mama with teenagers, it is so good for me to be in that position right now because they do not want me hovering. They do not want me solving their problems. They want me to listen.
Oh,
Listen more, talk less, which is hard. But
right.
that is something in progress that I'm doing. So yeah, I would say that that is an ongoing beautiful thing. Forgiveness and like liberation. How about for you? What else are you calling in? What are you feeling at this moment?
So, yeah, when I was thinking about this topic, the first thing that came to mind is my absolute focus right now on my own joy and pleasure.
Yes!
In all things, in all ways, in all dynamics, situations. And because I used to think that that was so self-indulgent. I would hear
Yeah. Who
about
taught us that?
who taught us that? And it's so in the culture. And so to if I am approaching my life based on my own joy and pleasure and making sure that I have what I need and I'm really honestly adoring and appreciating and respecting myself, it
Uh-huh.
makes it real easy to say hell nah to
Yeah.
invitations, weird dynamics, drama, just nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have very little of that in my life right now. I'm not going to say none,
Right.
but the stuff that is there, I'm not thinking about it. I'm not feeding it energy. I know what's on my side of the street and I know what's on your side of the street. And I used to try to lift the net up and clean a little on your side. Uh-uh. Oh no. If your side is stinky, it's gonna stink, and I'm gonna let you do you, because it's not my circus, not my monkeys, as a family member taught me
Yes.
a couple of years ago. And I didn't resonate with that until quite recently, and I love it. But it's coming from this very deep rooted way that I'm caring for myself. The other way I've been thinking about it is like remothering myself.
Oh, that's
What
beautiful.
do I need to be mothered in the
Mm-hmm.
most intimate, personal, like only child kind of way?
Mm-hmm.
And I can do that for me. I can mother myself because only I know what I need. Only I know what hurts my feelings. Only I know how to clean up a mess that I made. And so that's what I do.
And you're having a conversation with yourself.
Oh,
You're having
yes.
an honest conversation with
Yes.
yourself about what you need and you're honoring it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is totally one of my mantras right now, which is follow the fun. Follow the fun.
Follow the
We
fun.
use that in improv as well. The idea of like what's fun in the scene, follow that. That's what's going to lead you to great discovery. And I think that I feel almost sad acknowledging this, but I think there was a way that for a while I almost took pride in deprivation.
I can relate to that.
Diet culture. Oh, I'm not going to eat that cake like everybody else. I'm going to keep that pound off. I mean, I'm not saying eat the whole damn cake, but like that was something I would think sometimes. Or just like I'd get a gift certificate and like never use it. I just used a gift certificate. I just used a massage gift certificate. And I just like did the thing and it lit me up. And it was like, do the fun thing now. You know, we don't know what's going to happen down the road. Like, get out those beautiful plates, serve yourself a beautiful lunch, or even just stop and have a moment to like look out your window at like the beauty. But that moment by moment self-care is, it's like revolutionary, I think. If you're coming from a place of like put yourself last,
Right.
deprivation, and almost a weird pride around that. I am not proud of that anymore. I think no, ooh, ooh.
Oh, I love that you articulated that. I
Can you
absolutely know what
relate?
I can fully relate
Oh,
to that. And there is like a sick pride.
yeah.
And I took the crumbs, I took what was left, and I didn't make a stink about it. I'm so selfless. Like, what in the
Well,
world?
and we get rewarded for that
We
kind of
do.
crap.
We
We
do.
see that. We see the Mother of the Year
Jessica, you're so
awards.
helpful. Jessica, you helped avoid a fight over there because you didn't, you put your needs last. What a good girl.
No,
No.
no, no. So I agree with you. I think that self-care and self-love that I also used to kind of think felt a little, out there and unnecessary, or, the Calgon take me away crap. No, no, no. We realize now, and I think at this age too, when we're like slowing down, you have to confront yourself. And I think you're either going to kind of take care of yourself or you're going to deny yourself. And then I don't know what happens, but I don't want to know the way that story goes.
Yeah.
I don't want to know that.
Yeah.
Right?
No place.
No. So I love that. I love that. I think the other thing that I want to get back to one more time is just the idea of listening and taking things in, receiving things, even gifts and compliments, and recognizing as a giver, as a caretaker, that it is so important to refill your cup, to allow others to do that, to allow ourselves to do that. Allowing people to help, not being hyper vigilant, really realizing that there is power in like a collective we. And I think doing this podcast has helped me feel that way, that, lone wolf is not the solution. And that I think women growing older we need each other
Oh my gosh, yes.
in a way that I didn't know how much I needed younger in my life. I need you. I need you. I need us to normalize the crap that we're going through because our bodies are changing and some real hormonal stuff is happening. But I also need to celebrate you and see you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's really powerful. I mean, to piggyback on that, one of the things I've been focused on a lot lately is a lack of competition. That when I am
Yes.
more gentle and loving with myself, I can just see what and who I really am. And so there's a
Mm.
lot less ego in it.
Yes.
And then I can see so much more clearly what and who you are, what I can count on you for, who you are, what you bring. And that I can also, I've had enough experiences now to see the beauty and the power of empowering other women. And that there actually is no such thing as competition
No.
when we're really being ourselves, when we're really sharing our gifts, that everyone is so unique. And
Yeah.
it also makes it so much easier to forgive the
Mm.
nonsense and the painful things because I see the wounding in others and I see my own wounding,
Sure. We
ways that I'm
all,
all busted up on the
oh
inside,
yeah.
and I can have all this compassion. But
Yeah.
I've been saying it for years, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm really living it much more so now,
Yeah.
looking for the win, 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 like where everybody's winning and there aren't actually any losers.
I love that. And I think that when we get a little ego poke, which is inevitable,
Oh
it's going
yeah.
to happen. I now have that moment to go, what is it
Mm,
that pokes me about that? And then how can I cultivate that in my life? Because typically something that's poking me about what maybe someone else has or is doing is a sign to me that I want to be calling that in more.
right. Or like using envy as like a almost like a signpost. Oh, I want that too.
Yeah.
I don't have to resent the hell out of you for having the thing I want. Seeing you have it shows me that I could have it too.
And it could be inspiration rather than competition.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Because also, I mean, man, young girls, you can really get into some pitting against one another and that kind of scarcity feeling and that there isn't enough for everybody and, the boy is mine and all the things, right? And some of that is very natural and stuff, but I do feel in quite a privileged position, honestly, at this point in my life to feel like I do have what I need covered
Yes.
and I'm not threatened and I just am literally here to be a part of this with all y'all good people.
Hmm.
You know?
Right. Well, you and
What if it
you
was that easy?
you embody that so beautifully, with the
Hmm.
parties that you host and
Hmm.
the way you introduce people. When I moved back, I feel like you included me in
Hmm.
that. And so it just that is who you are. It's what I
Hmm.
see. I feel like
Hmm.
it's just turning into like a little how much I love Jessica moment, but it's so
Oh,
true. And I just want to reflect that back to you
thank
that you're
you.
really doing it.
Thank you. That feels really beautiful to me because I love that idea. And so the fact that you feel that makes me feel really happy. We are having a love fest, but really, I mean, the idea that we're finally becoming ourselves in midlife, I think there's so much good in it. It's not easy.
No, no, it's not easy. But what I know for me, what's made it easier is having your sisterhood and partnership in
Mm,
it. So having this fun project of our
yeah.
podcast gives us this constant opportunity to be processing it and looking at it and
Yeah.
talking about it and bring other women along and all. It's been incredible to meet the women in our
Oh
community.
my God.
So if you haven't checked us out, go to girlfriendsofacertainage.com and you can just hang out with us more where we say some of the things that we don't want our relatives and
Right.
friends and even our sons. We're both moms of two boys each. Certain things we don't want to hear us talking about.
Oh, and they don't want to hear
And they
that.
don't want to hear it either. So we save it. We have it, hidden behind a paywall so that those who are interested and available to hear it and want to participate
Mm-hmm.
in their gracious, non-competitive, loving, grown-up, grown-ass woman way, we're
Mm-hmm.
doing that together.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
And so that's one of the ways that's us living our values.
It really is.
Right.
It really is. And also, I want to be clear that we're not sitting here going, we've arrived. It's
Oh
a
no.
process. And I have my days where I'm like, oh. But it's like we are here to kind of encourage each other and share with each other, commiserate sometimes with each other. I mean, stuff is hard, but how beautiful to do that in community in a more honest way. In the way that, like, the idea of finally becoming ourselves in midlife, I think the word becoming also Michelle Obama's autobiography really nailed that. The idea that she's coming into herself, you know?
Yes.
So I very much identify with that at this age.
Right, and that it's such a process. Because imagine when we're 80,
Oh my God, I
you and
can't
I
wait.
will be talking about totally different things.
Yes, we will.
And hopefully with just as much oomph and gusto and sass as we
Yeah.
are right now. And that sisterhood just continues, right, into all the different chapters and all the different ways. And I know that we can all relate to that on some level.
Yeah, and I think we all really like need that. I think that's really crucial for us. And like you were saying before, that kind of self-care, I
Mm,
think this is almost part of it,
mm,
right? Is the
yeah.
idea that you feel like you have a community. Because I do talk to some women, this age is a funny age. There's a lot of changes going on, and sometimes we can feel a little isolated, even by our own hormones.
Right.
Why am I feeling this way right now? So I think it's really nice to have that community that you can tap into and to go, I feel like I'm going insane today. For everyone to go, oh yeah, I've had those days.
Or,
I feel you.
or my new favorite,
Huh.
why am I in this room? Yeah. So all the
Yes.
things, they're all happening and there's more to come and it's all really beautiful if we let it be.
Mm.
I really want to flip the script on what it is to be an older and aging woman living in America. I don't like the old story. It doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel excited. And honestly, it's not what I see in the happiest, most satisfied, joy-filled, pleasure-filled women that I know who are older than me.
Yeah.
Those women are bringing it in the bedroom, in the boardroom. They are
Hmm.
living on purpose.
Hmm.
Not to say any of those things have to be in your future story. I'm just saying that the women that I know who are the happiest and most satisfied, they take really good care of themselves. And their story is not about drying up and disappearing and
No.
blowing away, in their decrepitude. Is that a word?
You just made it one.
Okay.
I think it's a word. I think it's a great word, don't you, girlfriends? Yeah.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. I mean, let us not forget that we have a girlfriend of a certain age running for president right now who
Oh, yeah.
can absolutely live these truths. Like that is power. That is power.
That
That's
is
what we can
power.
call in for
Oh,
ourselves,
yes.
right? In some way or other, in some form or other. But like we should, rather than feeling like we're fading away and stuff, we're stepping into our true power. Come on, ladies. We know this is true.
Uh,
We know this is true.
you speaking that, I felt like something lift off of me.
Yeah.
And then I grabbed my heart. It's
Ah.
because now I feel vulnerable.
Mm.
So it's like, oh, yes, that
Right?
is what Kamala Harris is doing for us in real time, like crisscrossing the country. Just everything about the way this excitement is building. You can watch our episode where
Hmm.
we're girlfriends of a certain age, officially endorsed Kamala Harris for president of the United States of America. So you can watch that whole thing, listen to it, however you do your pods,
Yeah.
because this is the other thing about
Mm.
this stage of life. You and I suddenly are freed up and have this
Yeah.
energy and excitement about politics. That wasn't me 10 years ago.
No. Well, we had our heads down. We had kids. We had careers. We were just in it. And I do agree. There is a freedom, hopefully, that comes with this age where we can look up a little bit, look around. Hey, what's going on? Oh, really?
Right.
Oh, okay. Let's roll up our sleeves a little bit.
And never before have there been two candidates so polarizing in my
Oh my
lifetime,
goodness.
where when I feel into each of them, it is just crystal clear, even if I just go based on the feeling,
The vibe.
the vibe,
Yes.
right? Do I want the old dude who's talking about gloom and doom and what a mess our country is,
Mm-hmm.
and standing up for hateful policies that would put every woman's health
I
at,
know.
at risk and
Yeah.
take away our freedoms? Or do I want a woman who's bringing empathy and logic and true feminine power in a
Woo.
very balanced way
Yeah.
to lead us forward? Because we're not going back.
We're not going back. And she will literally have our back and
Mm.
have our daughters' backs and our
Oh,
nieces' backs.
oh.
right?
Yeah, I get the chills.
I get the chills too. So, what an exciting time to be living in as a girlfriend of a certain age. Y'all, we might just be in the White House. Well, wait, to be fair, we already are.
That's true. She is the vice president of the United States. She's already representing. She's already doing the work.
She's doing the work, but girl, I'm so excited to say Madam President one day. How
Oh,
amazing will that be?
yeah.
I mean, so this is a time. But yeah, to your point, there is some light and some darkness. And in politics and in life, that's happening, even in us. But like we want to go towards the light. We want to, that's what we're becoming. That's what we're calling in. And I think that you do live with the beliefs that you believe. And so I do know some women who mourn their youth
Yes.
and who feel like this time of life can be pretty darn hard and rough. We start, coming into some stuff that's hard. But I would love us, if possible, to frame it in a way that feels empowering.
You say that we come into things that are hard. The hit that I get about that is that we are being invited to change or to become our true selves. And so what's hard, what can be hard, the challenges can be letting go of all the shit that you don't give a shit about anymore. The
Ooh.
relationships, the people, the jobs, where you live, how you eat, how your body is changing. There's a level of acceptance that we need to get into. And I feel like the challenges
Yeah.
are when we're white knuckling that it is time to change, when it is time to let go, when it is time to say goodbye.
Mm.
And we are not here to say that it is easy
No.
because we're living in it too in real time. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
been very challenging in a lot of different ways. And then once either it gets taken from us or we let it go with
Yeah.
love,
Yeah.
and then we don't resent the hell out of the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. That's when I feel like the clouds part and you hear the I was actually about to do it, but I'm glad you did it because you're the voice coach, you're the singer, not me. But I do feel like that. It's like, oh, this is what it means when people are talking about like the new earth or like the things that are changing. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I can just put my head above the clouds. And
Mm-hmm.
I look around who's up in there with me. It's like, oh, there
Yeah.
are a lot of us, and there are a lot more of us coming online. So if you are hitting a place of challenge in your life, I really, really, really want to invite you to find some help and support. So you can join us over on our website,
Mm-hmm.
girlfriendsofacertainage.com. You can join there for free and
Yeah.
get a lot more access to us, and you can pay a little something something to join our like our after hours where we're
Yep.
getting a lot more raw and real
Mm-hmm.
because we want to bring that level of support. And we have a whole episode on even helping girlfriends find a therapist. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we want you are not a lone wolf. You are not meant to do anything alone. And we even have solutions for if money is an issue. So this
Mm-hmm.
is the time for you to rediscover who you are. And so we want to be on that journey with you.
Mm-hmm. Because we
Yeah.
are.
And we are.
We are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many good episodes. There's another one about making friends in midlife that I think is really fun. And just to pepper a couple of ideas that we're planning for season 6, we're going to talk about fashion in midlife so that we can feel fabulous. We have a bunch of fun ideas in store for you. So to be continued, you'll get the newest episodes when you join our community before anyone else does. And yeah, it's fun over there, and we can support each other, which is like what we're saying right now, really what it's all about.
Yeah. And when you join us, we'll just send you a copy of the workbook that we created together
Yeah.
about being a recovering good girl and how to knock that out. So we're rolling up our sleeves. We're having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe and share with a girlfriend who needs to hear this uplifting message today.
Yes, please do. Please do. All right. Well, until next time.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.